All right, look like Kansas City kind of got you know, got they groove back after beating Baltimore. I don't know who they play this week. And then I think we play Kansas City after we play Cincinnati this week. So it's lining up to be the primetime game again. Their defense has been flat out good all year. Other than that mishap versus Chargers, they had another little, terrible game versus the Giants. They get Xavier Worthy back. I mean, they get the Baltimore Ravens, and Lamar Jackson just can't beat them. Get injured. Kansas City finds their offense versus them, and now it seems that Kansas City is back on that championship trajectory after Baltimore. I know people, ain't forget what happened with the Giants, ain't forget what happened with the Chargers. Damn, I feel like, what are they, 2-2? Yeah, 2-2 because they beat Baltimore, they beat the Chargers. Matter of fact, they also the Chargers. They beat the Giants in Baltimore. I think it might be 2-2. Yeah, they 2-2. I forget who else they beat. Or they beat Baltimore. They beat the Giants. They lost to the Chargers, and I think somebody else. So apparently, it's still a hot game going to Arrowhead. It was looking like it could be an easy lick, but ain't nothing ever easy. Obviously, this stretch looked kind of treacherous. Baltimore, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Kansas City, but I think Tampa. Maybe Tampa might be before Kansas City, but Kansas City looking tough. Obviously now that they stretched the field with Xavier Worthy, the Thornton kid that the Patriots drafted some years ago out of Baylor, he looking pretty good over there. Hollywood Brown, so Kansas City ain't looking like an easy win, and nobody ever thought it would be an easy win. Are they? We'll see what they do this week, and that's a great question. So give me 1 minute. Hey Siri, who does the Kansas City Chiefs play this week?
The Chiefs beat the Ravens by a score of 37-20 yesterday.
Who did they beat? That's what we want to know. Give me a minute. So let's see if we can find out who they beat. Who they play this week. So they play the Jags Monday Night Football. The Jaguars are defenses. I don't know what be going on with my finger, bro. I don't know if it's just me going from my iPhone. I'm literally hitting more games and it won't work. Yeah, I don't know, but they play the Jaguars this week. So I'm trying to figure out how to use this damn phone. So apparently it's more traffic than we thought, so I can do. There we go. I don't know if I was in a dead spot. So yes, the Jaguars, and then they play us next Sunday night. So they play Monday night on a short week, and then they come play us. But the thing about it is, I like Jacksonville defense is real, and it's been a good defense. I don't know what's been going on over there, but they have had a really good defense. But they had good players. To be honest, they should be a lot better team than what they are. I don't know if it was just coaching or whatever it was, but so yeah, they should beat Jacksonville, and then it's going to be a big matchup on Sunday Night Football. Seems like the Lions do pretty well on primetime games in Kansas City. They played an ugly brand of football last year, and this year they playing an ugly brand of football. Grind it out. Win tight games. Depend on defense. They really can't run the ball. It's really Patrick using his legs and making plays, and now they able to take shots down the field with Xavier Worthy coming back. But that ain't no Tyreek Hill neither. So, but it's looking to be another good matchup. I mean, we going back to Arrowhead. Patrick Mahomes is the reason they rev any other quarterback. They probably roll off a dead. But Andy Reid is one of those coaches that just really never believed in a strong run game. That's why he never really won a championship. Even with McNabb before they got T.O., they had all these, solid receivers, but it wasn't nothing to write home about. So, and he just, he would like these little scat backs like Brian Westbrook and, You know what I'm saying? He like them scat backs, throw the ball, a little, you know. Yeah, Deuce was a Deuce Daily for a minute, but it just seemed like he never really wanted to rely on a run game. He just really wanted to be pass first. So, you know, it don't surprise me. You know, Andy Reid, if he ran football, it probably would be illegal for you to run the football. So, you know, but Kareem Hunt, Pacheco, you know, you still got to be on your P's and Q's there, but it's lining up to be one of those classics. And, you know, that's one of the games. If the Lions can get past Cincinnati, they can go into Kansas City and they can get over that hump. I believe Mike Evans would be out versus Tampa. They get out of this little stretch, man. They do well in this little stretch. I mean, yeah, you still got to go to Washington with Jaden Daniels hurt. You still got to go to Philly. But boy, if you can do well out this stretch and go into Washington and Philly, you know, you can get out that stretch splitting those at least, you know, or winning both of those. Hey, the Lions are in a great position. They're in a phenomenal position. You know, I believe they have a bye maybe after. They have a bye coming up after the next 2 weeks, I believe. So, but the Kansas City game is on again. It's on again. So, they ain't gonna never let Kansas City die out with that many games. Yeah, they ain't gonna never let them die out. So they constantly gotta be on primetime TV. They gonna make sure they good. So, and rightfully so, you know, to a certain extent. They gotta make sure they pretty good. You know, everybody that be killing me, man. Everybody know it's treacherous at rush hour, and everybody want to be. It's kind of like the twilight of rush hour. Everybody want to be driving fast. Like, that's the one thing about it with me, dog. Like, a lot of these people be driving so reckless, and they think it can't happen to them. And guess what? It can happen to you if you're a reckless driver, bro. And that reckless driver don't mean drunk driving per se. Like, a lot of people be speeding, and they don't even speed with a purpose. They don't speed like, oh, I gotta help make it to the hospital, just make it to work. Some people are just like volatile drivers. You know what I'm saying? Like you just driving fast and doing all this shit for what? Oh, it's the way I drive. And it's just like, and then when it's conditions out here, they still drive the same way and they spin out and they crash and they look fucking stupid and they can take other people's lives by their recklessness. I really wish I really wish states to start cracking down on reckless driving. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these motherfuckers just reckless, but hey, it is what it is. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. And let me know what y'all think, man. Kansas City back on the up and up, or y'all think the Jags gonna get down, man?